My friend, welcome to this Operation Greatness podcast. This is something we're doing differently. This is also the Freeing the Matrix and Parasite Cleansed chapter meeting for today. We're doing this as a focused wealth immersion action pod. This is Young Entrepreneur Teach Your Children This to Thrive. This is the education our schools need to provide our young people. We are responsible for leading. We're going to only go 10 to 15 minutes here. That's my intention. So we're very focused today. Okay, so think about what your primary responsibility and duty is as the parent of your children. You must, you must show them or teach them or make sure they know how to create any level of success, happiness, joy, fulfillment, well-being, peace of mind, prosperity, meaning, impact, contribution they so desire. Your fundamental responsibility, your prime directive as their parent is to make sure that they know how to create anything that they want. So, how are you fulfilling and honoring that responsibility? We had thought that we were going to pay a lot of money to a group of people who would teach our children what they need to thrive in the world themselves. That's our school system, the public school education system, except that was a complete failure because that became subverted, manipulated to by the communists, the globalist evil, to program our beloved children for communism, and it was an indoctrination camp. We must change all of that ourselves, and yet, so our children grew up not knowing how to thrive, how to create whatever they want. They want a new car, they create the money for that using the principles that the wealthy and successful have used for ages to create whatever they want. I mean, the context here or the come from is Think and Grow Rich. If you've studied that book, it's phenomenal. And I've taught it at the master's level since 2003 myself. Napoleon Hill studied the richest people in the world for 25 years, and he distilled the things that they did to create their vast wealth and fortune and influence and impact down to 13 steps to riches, that by all of us following those steps, we can name our future. We can write our own ticket. We can create anything we want, just as the super wealthy have done for millennia. So, and Napoleon Hill even tells us early in the book that Mr. Andrew Carnegie, who was then the richest person in the world, said that this philosophy of success comprising Think and Grow Rich, the 13 Steps to Riches, must be taught in our high schools and mandatory that students demonstrate a proficiency, a mastery of the 13 Steps to Riches before they graduate. That's so key. And this is what you are now making sure your children know. These 13 Steps to Riches, and that they are entrepreneurial, that you are doing a business with your children as a family where your children are seeing the immediate results of their actions, where they're focusing on what they want, like they're 15 years old, just for example, or they're 14 years old and they want to have a car when they're 15 or 16, when they can drive, they want to have earned their own car. How important would that education be for you to give them? Paramount, right? I mean, these are the steps that they will then use their whole lives to create anything they want. They want a new house. They want to pay for their college education. I mean, how much more would they value their education by paying for it themselves? So then they do the research and see, like, okay, I want to go to this college and it would cost me $15,000 a year or $25,000 a year with room and board and food. And so then I have to make $100,000 by the time I'm 17, 18 years old. So how do I do that? And then that becomes their focus. And you see, you're showing them initiative. You're showing them that they have the power to create whatever they want, and you're doing it with them. You're guiding them, and mostly they're doing this themselves. And this is yet the skill that you need this knowledge yourself. You want to pay off your house or you want to move into a home instead of an apartment, and that's going to cost 400, $500,000 and plus improvements and furnishings and everything and taxes and maybe HOA fees, homeowner association, and so maybe you'll need $600,000 and you want to do this by next summer. So that gives you maybe a year and 2 months, let's say, to do this. So we have 14 months to make $550,000 or $600,000. So then that means we have to make whatever that is each month. Like, let's say that's, I don't know, whatever that would be. Let's say $50,000 a month. So how do we make $50,000 a month as a family? Well, so then you find that opportunity or you create that opportunity yourself. I mean, for example, when you are leading your own Operation Greatness chapter in your community, which I think to see this video, you have had to already been leading your own Operation Greatness chapter. That's all through freeingthematrix.com or freeingthematrix.com mastermind. That's a subset of that. Or Parasite Cleanse when you're becoming parasite cleansed. I mean, operationgreatness.com, it costs $1,997 extra to lead your own chapter of Operation Greatness for a year in your community. And that's through freeingthematrix.com. You have to be in our mastermind first, and then you're paying $1,997 extra for that. And then when you are leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating everyone in your community, and your children are doing this, and maybe they're starting with your chapter, but then they're making their own chapter after that, after you have made enough, or after they have made enough to afford that 1997 fee themselves, then they're leading their own chapter and that's theirs and they've earned that. And how much more involved will they be in that? Because with your chapter, then everyone who is joining us in freeingthematrix.com, as well as Parasite Cleanse, becoming Parasite Cleansed, as well as leading their own chapters, you're getting half of the money that they are investing in their chapters. So, like 1997, it means it takes two people for that to be free for you because you're getting $998.50 for everyone leading their own chapter through your link. And you're getting like freeingthematrix.com, the mastermind costs $59 a month, and you're getting half of everyone joining that through you. So that's, kind of I mean, it adds up. Like when you get 1,200 online friends doing joining the freeingthematrix.com mastermind through you, you're getting $59.50 of the $59 tuition they're paying for everyone doing that through you. And for 1,200 people, that adds up to $35,400 a month. So even for your children to do that, and get their 1,200 people, I mean, they can, like instead of selling Girl Scout cookies and making, whatever, $300 or whatever for the Girl Scouts, why don't they just go around and saying, I'm raising money for college, for my college tuition, I need $125,000 and I need that by next, summer or whatever. And will you help me? Will you become part of the freeingthematrix.com mastermind? And if they get when, this is your choice, it's their choice, when they get 1,200 people doing that through their link, they've made $35,400 per month. So, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. That's like, let's say that's 2 months is 70,000 and 4 months would be 140,000. So that would pay for their college education just from doing that, right? So this is what I'm talking about. You are leading and inspiring and guiding your children into doing their own business where their wealth is dependent upon their actions. Their wealth is the result of them being of service to others. And then they're focusing on because they control their fate. They determine their success. Happiness, joy, fulfillment, well-being, peace of mind, prosperity, meaning, impact, and contribution. It's all based on the work that they're doing, on their effort they're putting forth, their focus. Is there anything more important in terms of real education for you to give your children than this? So do this with them. I mean, do it as a family because you're showing them you're leading by example. You're doing this yourself and you're encouraging, supporting them in doing this themselves. So first, have them buy their own car. And how much more are they going to care for that car when they earned it themselves? How great are they going to feel about themselves because they know they can create anything they want? I'm getting chills here. This is the education we must all provide our children. Teach your children this to thrive, how to create anything they want. I mean, yes, this should be taught in the schools, yet our schools have been betrayed by, the powers. Anyway, the programming against you and your family and your children especially has been to feel like they're helpless and weak and hopeless and that they don't matter, they're meaningless. All of that is transformed by you. It's undone by you showing them how much they matter because they are leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating everyone connected with them, all their online friends. They are transforming their lives. They are actually liberating humanity. I mean, all it takes is for every one of us to get our 1,200 people, such as you and your family, like all your children, doing this with their own Operation Greatness chapter. We're working together. This is called humanity's unifying manifestation. So even invite your children to do this to get their 1,200 people and then challenge your children, like, which child will reach that first, or we as a family together we're doing this, we're leading our community in doing this. Just feel this and close your eyes and pause and reflect on this if you can do that safely here. Our power is beyond measure. Together, we've helped 1.72 billion people become very wealthy, living their Dharma through freeingthematrix.com, Parasite Cleansed, and Operation Greatness. This is the greatest thing we've ever done and the higher purpose of all of our lives. I mean, really take this in because your children getting their 1,200 people through their Operation Greatness chapter and freeingthematrix.com, their 1,200 people, the 1,200 your children got, are getting their 1,200 people as well. And so your children's 1,200 people doing this through their link, getting their 1,200 people, and those 1,440,000 people getting their 1,200 people, your children have liberated 1.72 billion people. This is the higher purpose of all of our lives. Share your thoughts about all of this in the freeingthematrix.com mastermind and lead, inspire, transform, and liberate your children as well as everyone connected with them, as well as everyone in your local community, as well as everyone connected with them. This is the higher purpose of all of our lives. It's the greatest thing every one of us has ever done. Is there any question about that? Go back to the beginning of this podcast as always, if you haven't been doing this already, and share your thoughts about each point and talk to your children about each point and share your posts about each thought as separate posts in all of your social media. And that's how you're leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating everyone connected with you. including your children and everyone connected with them. And use in each of your posts your invite people link that you got on the About page in the freeingthematrix.com mastermind. And then take all the posts, send them to me as always in the essay that you're emailing me personally, dan@danclatt.com, and then share that essay with us in the freeingthematrix.com mastermind. Any questions about the need for every one of us to do this, especially as a family and with your children doing this on their own, to become as happy and successful and wealthy as they are moved and inspired to be, because this is all of our higher purpose. This is humanity's liberation. This is humanity's dharma to do this. And we're all doing this together, serving and supporting each other every step of the way in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. I love you. I believe in you. I know how much you matter. I know how much of a great parent you are. I know how much you love your children and how much it's imperative for you to teach your children everything they need to thrive on their own. And this is how we are together doing this. So every one of us is thriving. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.